Hi lovelies, you are welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So today was cook day and I made stew, I made okra soup, two portions, and I also went ahead to make vegetable soup. If you want to see the process of how I was able to achieve this thing. So I'm using beef for this recipe. In here I have my washed beef and I added pepper to it. I'm using pomo, cow skin and some palaf dry fish. Okay. And I also have my stock fish here and my dry catfish. Okay. Then this is my chopped okra. I already washed and chopped it, and then I also have my nut cubes, okay, that I'm using for this particular recipe. And then this is my ogbono. I'm going to be using this for as a base in my okra soup. You see how I add it to my food. So here my meat is boiling and I went ahead to add one seasoning cube, okay, for taste. And after some few minutes I added my stock fish, my washed stock fish. Okay, I'm going to be using this for the two soups I'm making. So I blended some crayfish and some okpei, okay, and I added it into my pot where my meat is cooking, okay. Then I added some pepper, some more pepper, and I went ahead to give this a quick stir. Okay, so I'm using this for both soups, so I need this to cook properly so I can separate it. So this is my ogbono and I went ahead to add my palm oil. Some people fry this, but I am not frying it, okay. So I just added it and I gave it a quick stir so I can mix everything properly. That way when it goes into my soup it doesn't form lumps, okay. The oil helps it. So I gave it a quick stir, turned it thoroughly to ensure that the oil has entered the ogbono very well. Okay, then I just set it aside and continue. If you're watching my video to this point, please do well to subscribe, okay. So now I'm adding my pomo and my washed smoked fish, my panda fish. I added it and gave it a quick stir because I want everything to mend together. So I want the taste from the meat to enter every protein I am using. So now I am adding the ogbono. See the way I added it, okay. So I put in my ogbono and I gave it a quick stir so I can mix everything. At this point I had already removed the portion I will be using for my vegetable soup, so don't worry, okay. I've removed the portion I'll be using. So this one is the base for my okra soup. So I added it and gave it a quick stir, good stir. So I added more palm oil and at this point I added salt, okay, for taste. And then I gave it another quick stir. Ensure that you're checking the level of your salt so you don't over put it, okay. So I added just enough to cook my soup and I gave it a quick stir. I've not gotten the consistency I want from the soup, so I allow it to boil. Okay, at this point this is what we are looking for, okay. As you can see, I've gotten exactly what I want from my okra soup, okay. So at this point I went in with my okra, okay, just as I'm doing so. So I added my okra and then I carefully turned it because of the fish. I do not want it to scatter everywhere, okay. So I was really gentle and turning it so that doesn't happen. My voiceover is hard but we are doing it. So at this point I was already tired in the kitchen. I was exhausted, but the journey has just started, right? So I took my time to turn this properly so that it will mix very well with the ogbono. Some people cook their okra soup without using ogbono, but I like the taste when I add ogbono to my food. So this is what it looks like. So at this point I added the washed catfish, okay, because I didn't want it to scatter in the soup. So I added it and turned it very well inside, allowed this to sit for some minutes before taking it off the heat. Okay, so I turned and turned and allowed it to cook. So our okra soup is ready, and I went ahead to start cooking the vegetable soup. So in here I have my meat and meat stock inside oil. Okay, so I quickly gave it a good stir. I've had this oil, I used it yesterday, and I decided to use it as a base for my food. So I added my pepper inside and gave it a quick stir. Okay, and I allowed this to dry, to cook and dry properly, because I do not want water in my vegetable soup. So I went ahead to add my seasoning cube. I added just one because the oil I use already has seasoning in it, so I don't want my vegetable to be too salted. You know how easy vegetable can get salted. Okay, so I am using ugu leaf, that's pumpkin leaf, for this particular recipe. I'm using pumpkin leaf and some water leaf. Okay, so I just quickly washed my pumpkin leaf. I am washing it so that we don't eat sand. So I've already washed and cut my water leaf. Okay, I went back to check my food and I had what I needed, and I added my washed water leaf inside and gave it a quick stir. Now water leaf has a lot of water in it, probably that's why they named it water leaf. So you should be careful the amount you're using, the proportion of the water leaf to the ugu, a bit to the pumpkin leaf. The pumpkin leaf should be more than the water leaf if you're cooking, okay, because of the water. So I added my pumpkin leaf and I gave it my water leaf, and I gave it a quick stir, and this is what we have here. It's already coming together well, and I went ahead to add my pumpkin leaf. Okay, and I turned. Okay, I gave it a quick stir. Look at how fresh this vegetable looks. It's very good to eat fresh vegetables. Okay, so I gave this a quick stir. This food was not what I planned to cook initially. I did not plan to cook vegetable soup, but I had vegetable at home. I just bought water leaf, and I decided, oh, let me just cook it and put it in the freezer, and we can eat it anytime we want to. Okay, so that's why I'm making this soup. Can you see the water that's coming from the water leaf? Look at how the soup is sounding now. Okay, there's a lot of water in it, and I didn't want water in my soup, so I gave this a quick stir, allowed it to cook for another 2 minutes, because you don't want your vegetable to be totally or completely cooked. You can leave it for 1 minute or 2 minutes, and we are done. Our food is ready. So I went ahead to make some semovita that we'll be eating, pairing with the okra soup. Okay, so this is I'm about to cook my stew. So this is my oil. I added onions. I'm about to fry some meat. So I added onion for extra flavor, and I went ahead to add my meat, my washed and parboiled meat. Okay, now at this point, when I was making the semo, I got burnt by it. My leg is hurting so bad, so bad. I had to abandon what I was doing, and I rushed to the bedroom to pour water. My husband had to go out to get something for me to apply on that spot. I was in so much pain. As I'm making this video, as I'm talking right now, that place is actually swollen, but yeah, we're good. I went back to the kitchen and I continued cooking in pains. See what it takes to be a woman. So I removed the meat from fire. I ensured that it was properly fried, okay, because I like my meat dry. So it was already coming out the way I wanted it to come out. So in a pot, I added my oil, the oil I used to fry my meat. Okay, I added a portion of it into my oil, and I went ahead to add my onions into that oil. Okay, and I gave it a quick stir. Please tell me why there's a big onions in my pot. I don't know how I didn't see it to cut, but I shall take it out and cut it. So at this point, I added my tomato, my sachet tomato. I always add that before my fresh tomatoes because of the taste it has, the sour taste it has. So I ensure that it's well fried so that taste comes off. Okay, so I have what I want. At this point, I added my fresh tomatoes that I parboiled. Okay, I added it into the mixture and I gave this a quick stir. Okay, I gave it a quick stir so it can mix together with the sachet tomato. Kudos to people that can talk for long. I am so tired. This video is getting too long. At this point, I always use biscuit bone when I'm cooking. Okay, so I added the biscuit bone and my meat stock at this point, and I gave it a quick stir. I allowed this to cook and dry. Okay, so I went in with one Maggi cube because my seasoned meat, my meat stock already has Maggi in it, seasoning in it. I decided not to do too much, so I went in with kitchen glory. I also went in with one spice city. Okay, so I did that and I gave it a quick stir. Okay, I gave it a quick stir to combine everything together. So that is all I used for this particular recipe. So I allow this to fry. Okay, I allow this to fry for about 5-10 minutes. See, the oil is already popping out, so I added my fried beef into the mixture. Okay, and also turned and turned and turned. Now look at this goodness. The smoke from the food I'm cooking and my camera made my camera blurry, so forgive me. So this is what we have here, and our stew is ready. So I just quickly went ahead to apply the lotion my husband got for me. They said I should apply immediately. So after cooking, I went ahead, took my bath, and quickly applied this to my leg. Okay, just as I'm doing so, I was in so much pain, but I have to show up for my family. So I applied it, and yeah, I feel better now. Okay, though it's still swollen, but yeah, healing is happening. So yeah, that is everything I was able to do today, and I am so proud of myself. So we have our stew. I have 2 portions of my okra soup that I'm going to be putting in the freezer, and I also have my vegetable soup that I made. Tell me well done in the comment section. I think I tried. Thanks for watching. Bye.